Alright, everybody, welcome back to Hot Topics TV. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Unless you just a hater and you just don't want to see me grow. But anyways, let's get to the topic. Fetty Wap. I think Fetty Wap is going to prison, and I think Fetty Wap knows he's going to prison. I'll explain later, but let me put things in perspective for you. Alright, so back in October 28th, before he was set to perform at the Rolling Loud Festival in New York City, Fetty Wap was arrested on federal authority charges for allegedly being the lead role in distributing, possessing, and distributing controlled substances. Now, these controlled substances, we're talking about fentanyl, heroin, all that. The charges against him can potentially lead to a life sentence if he is convicted. Why? Because they're going to hit him with that RICO law. Now, the thing about the whole Fetty Wap thing is, out of all the guys that Fetty Wap was arrested with, Fetty Wap is seen as the one who was making the money and then flipping the money. You understand? For instance, he makes a lot of money doing shows. Fetty Wap could command $30,000 a show, $40,000, $50,000 a show, depending. Now, when you get a $50,000 check from one occasion, and you feel like you got to wait to flip that 50 into 500, then you're working with something. The only problem is, the feds have been watching them for over a whole year. So, Fetty Wap, aka William Jr. Maxwell II, is being referred to by the U.S. District Court Office as a kilogram level distributor for the trafficking organization. He was arrested along with 5 other men, all residing between New York City, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Fetty Wap is from New Jersey. His alleged co-conspirators is a New Jersey corrections officer named Anthony Sinjay. The other 4 defendants are Anthony... Listen, we ain't got to go into all the names. Forget the names. Okay, so the 6 defendants are accused of obtaining cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl from the West Coast and then distributing all that fentanyl along with everything else, over 100 kilograms of drugs in Long Island, New York and New Jersey from June of 2019 to June of 2020. A federal prosecutor said they had been on to them for a while, and it's just sad that they were messing up the area that they live in this manner. They are like the plug in that area. Fetty Wap was released on November 5th after he secured a $500,000 bond. But while he was out on bond, he'll be under GPS monitoring, subject to random drug testing, and he had to surrender his passport. Although he will be able to travel if he gets permission from pretrial services and federal prosecutors. He can't just get up and move like that. They're holding on to all his travel documents. So if he got to travel for a gig, right now he's got to have to clear it through those federal prosecutors. They'll say, okay, go ahead, do your gig, come right on back. If you run, you already know what it is. All right, Fetty just turned 30 years old this past summer. What a way to end the summer. You hit 30. That's the age where my grandmama say, your life is just beginning. You hitting 30, you a baby. Your life just beginning, baby. Well, his life was just beginning, but it's going in a whole different direction, I'm sure, than what he expected it to be going in. So the Suffolk County Attorney's Office unveiled images of some of the evidence that was confiscated from them, and I saw all of it. The photo shows $1.5 million in cash, 16 kilos of cocaine, 2 kilograms of heroin and fentanyl pills, and various drugs and drug paraphernalias. Here's just a couple of the images, it said. Now, this week, Thursday, November 18th, Fetty Wap spoke on this arrest for the first time, and I find his message to be quite cryptic. It is this message that lets me know that they probably already came down with some kind of a deal. You know, for those of you who've been through the system before, you know how it goes. Your attorney links up with the prosecutors. The federal prosecutor says, hey, listen, we're thinking of pushing for the max for your client. Do you see all the evidence we have against them? Here's the $1.5 million in cash, which they cannot account for how they got it. Here is 16 kilos of cocaine. That's a whole lot of cocaine. Here is all this fentanyl and all this other stuff, hard evidence, on top of what they have been secretly stacking against them for a whole year. All right. He's a distributor. He moves cocaine by the kilos from California or from the West Coast out back over to this side, and he floods the area with it. He is the plug in this area. He knows the main plug. We want him, or we want who is supplying him. Here's a deal for you. He could roll on some people, give us the main plug, and we're looking at about 7 to 10 years. If he takes it to court, we're pushing for the max. If you waste the court's time and waste the system's money, we're pushing for the max. And under the RICO law, they hit this group, Fetty and his counterparts, they can be looking at, man, they might as well have killed somebody, because they're going to actually be looking at 35, 45 years behind bars for drugs. And for those of you who don't know, yes, there are people who have committed murder who did their time and got out of prison and left people in there who was in there before them and will be in there after them who are serving drug charges. America still has people doing 60, 70 years for cocaine and crack. Understand? So it is very likely that what the deal could be. Now, Fetty, he's going to have to talk. He's going to have to talk, or he's going to have to do that time. His message says, loyalty can be both a great trait and a deadly one. Choose wisely with who you stand with, but never change what you stand for. Never bend, never fold. Head up like a nosebleed. Hashtag, I'm on borrowed time. If it ain't life, it ain't forever. I'll be back better, wiser, and smarter. Man, I don't know about all that I'll be back better, wiser, and smarter stuff, and if it ain't life, it ain't forever stuff, because the only way, I'm telling you right now, that the only way that Fetty Wap can go in there and do anything less than 10 years is if he rolls over and tells on somebody. You understand? Other than that, they're going to hit him, and they call that getting the elbow at the door. That means you get hit with like 15, 20, 25. 25, I think, is an elbow. I hope for his sake he got some kind of way out of this. Otherwise, he just turned 30. We are liable to see Fetty Wap when he is 55 years old walking out of prison. And I'm sure he ain't getting on stage at 55 years old singing, baby, won't you come my way? The world will have changed so much. He'll definitely be a throwback. But nobody will want to hear about a Fetty Wap 25 years, fresh out of prison by then. Damn, I can tell that Fetty knows he's going in. Why else would he hashtag, I'm on borrowed time? Sheesh. Yo, leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. I just saw Fetty doing some live performance yesterday. I forgot what the name of the event was. So he's out and about. He could get out in his state, but he cannot leave his state. Right, so he did some bat behind the stage and jumped on the stage, and he partied like it was 1999, like back in the day type thing. You could just see it on his face that he knows. Brother man got a whole lot of pressure on him, and he knows right now that he's gonna do some time. No way he's walking away from this. That's my prediction. Alright, catch you on the next video, and hit that subscribe button and help this channel to continue to grow. This is Hot Topics TV, and if it's hot, we on it. I'm out. Peace.